You may be the type of Guild Wars 2 player who enjoys leveling up their character, getting the best gear in the game, flexing your legendary weapons, but you know what you should do every now and then? Go outside, touch some grass, or I don't know, read a book or something. And in today's video, I went ahead and did exactly that. I haven't just read one book, I read 3 of them. And each single one of them was a Guild Wars book. I'm going to talk about the 3 novels written within the Guild Wars 2 universe, which feature characters who are in the game, some of which you can still find today, and other characters, well, they didn't make it through all the chapters in one piece. There are 3 Guild Wars novels. The first one to be published in July of 2010 is called Ghost of Ascalon. The second one is called Edge of Destiny, which came out on December 2010. The last one, titled Sea of Sorrows, became available to read in June of 2013. Even though the books released in this order, chronologically, in terms of the timeline, it makes the most sense to read the books in this order instead. Yeah, I know. The Guild Wars authors pull the George Lucas on us and release the books that happen in the future first. So let's start off with Sea of Sorrows. If you're looking for a pirate adventure book, you'll enjoy this one. You'll learn more about Lion's Arch, which for many players, they just think of Lion's Arch as one of the biggest cities in the game, and that's it. But there's a lot more here that gets revealed within this book. You'll follow Kobaya Mariner, as he starts off as a young sailor who lives as a street rat in Lion's Arch. His family consists of Vivian, his 4-year-old sister who likes mermaids, and his mother, who is abusive to him. The book starts off with Kobaya trying to score a job on a ship and become a full-blown sailor. He tells his sister a story about mermaids to hype her up about the sea. She gets excited. Minutes later, a crowd appears outside, and it seems that Vivian accidentally fell into the ocean as she was looking for mermaids. His mother yells at Kobaya and blames him for her death. With nothing left to lose, Kobaya takes a job on a ship and starts his journey on the seas. Within Sea of Sorrows, you'll find out how the awakening of Zaitan threatened those on the sea and destroyed Lion's Arch. As the years pass on in this book, you'll follow Kobaya as he ages and becomes well known on the seas. He also plays a big part in rebuilding Lion's Arch to what it became at the launch of Guild Wars 2. That is, before Scarlet Briar destroyed all of it in 2014. You can still find Kobaya Mariner's statue in-game, or what's left of it. And since this book took place a long time ago, you can press F to pay respects at Kobaya's gravesite. You'll also be able to stumble upon his grandson, Larson Mariner, and some players may have Vivian's doll as an item within their inventory. This is the doll that Kobaya carries around in the book. The doll's name is called Paula. Edge of Destiny is the next book. In this novel, you'll be more familiar with the characters in it as they appear in the baseline story of Guild Wars 2. Join Logan Thackeray, Ritlock Brimstone, Kaith, Erstagulkin, Zoja, and her mentor, Snaff. Together, you'll find out how this bundle of characters from different races came together to take on the Elder Dragon's champions. The group called themselves Destiny's Edge, and they fought dragon champions from all across Tyria. Nothing could stop their victory, and they were about to face their greatest challenge yet. By teaming up with a dragon champion called Glint, they were going to take her master down, the Elder Dragon called Kralkatorrik. But because Logan decided to be a simp and leave the group, they stood no chance and paid the price by Snaff dying. The group disbanded, which is why when you start playing the game, you'll find them all arguing with each other in Lion's Arch when Kaith tries to bring everyone back together. You can still find Snaff's broken golem of where he died in-game. If you played Guild Wars 2's Dungeons, you'll have seen these characters in the book. In fact, I made a whole other video that dives deeper into the group of Destiny's Edge. Feel free to check it out. The last book is called Ghosts of Ascalon. Since this one takes place most recently to when your character was created, you'll find several members who survived this book within the in-game world. You'll join Dulgal Keen as he goes into dangerous areas to find ancient treasures. Think of him like Indiana Jones. Yeah, Dulgal Keen is basically Indiana Jones. Dulgal ends up grouping up with a band of adventurers in order to bring back an old char weapon called the Claw of the Khan-Ur. It was last seen in the city of of Ascalon, which was a city where humans lived. But since humans pushed Char out of their territory and built Ascalon on top of it, the war between Char and humans constantly took place. As Char broke through the city, the king of Ascalon, named Adalbern, took his flaming sword and slammed it into the ground. A giant wave of magic burst out and evaporated the Char. It killed all the other humans within the vicinity too, but all the humans who died turned into ghosts who still haunt the city to this day. It's up to Dougal and his crew to retrieve this ancient Char weapon and bring it back as a peace offering to stop the war between humans and the Char. The world needs to be reunited, as the Elder Dragons are awakening and causing trouble. You can actually craft the Claw of the Con-Ur weapon and wield it in-game, but it may cost you a pretty penny and some time, as it's one of Guild Wars 2's legendary weapons. You'll also be able to find Dougal Keen in-game, as well as a Char named Ember Doomforge, who aids Dougal during his adventure. And if you're lucky, you may bump into a Norn called Gulick. He's oftentimes visiting a gravesite of where a necromancer Sylvari is buried, who sadly didn't make it within the book. Have you read any of Guild Wars 2's novels? If not, which one do you think you'll pick up first? And if you're looking for a book that has a little bit of Guild Wars 2 in it, I actually wrote a book last year called If It's Normal, It's Probably Not Fun. You should definitely check it out. Link in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay hydrated, gamers.